I want to give all Shem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachak Wadash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations, much love and respect to you, brothers out there pushing this word out in truth and sincerity. This lesson is going to be entitled Sorrow Hath Killed Many. And, being in this truth, sorrow is a major part of it. And you don't want to be too far taken by sorrow, but it's going to come. And this is just part of the walk that we have to walk. Yahweh Shai went through a lot of sorrow. It said that he was a man acquainted with grief, so he had a bitter life, and we're going to have a bitter life as well. But there is silver lining because Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is a power of balance, right? Meaning, as Job said, shall we not get good as well as evil? We're going to get both. Okay, we're going to get both. And this is Sirach 30 and verse 18. Matter of fact, I'll start at verse 19. It says, "What good doth the offering unto an idol? For neither can it eat nor smell. So is he that is persecuted of the Lord," right? Because when you're in certain persecutions, you don't feel like eating. That's why people would fast when they were in mourning. They didn't feel like eating. They didn't feel like smelling sweet smells and things of that nature. Listening to certain music or doing certain things because they were in a sorrowful mind state, right? It said, "He seeth with his eyes and groaneth as an eunuch that embraceth a virgin and sigheth." Okay, and we're used to sighing in this place, right? Letting off a sigh, letting off these particular words. Like something that I say often is, we have to get out of here, and we say these things because of the sorrow of being in this kingdom, this wicked kingdom. And going back to Ezekiel 9 and 4. Let's get Ezekiel 9 and 4 real quick. This is Ezekiel 9 and 4, and it reads, "And Yahweh said unto him," speaking unto the angels, "Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof." So the men of the Lord are constantly in a state of sighing and crying, which means that they're against what's going on in the society. They're against the wickedness. As it is written, Lot was vexed with the filthy conversation of the wicked, and it's no different with us. Going into this word mark, which has nothing to do with the mark in Revelation, the 13th chapter, as some people say. They try to tie it to the mark in Revelation 13, which is incorrect. Okay, this is not the same. It's not the same. If it was translated into the Greek, it would not be the same, or it should not be the same word as in the Hebrew. Okay. Now this word here is thawah. Okay, thawah, which goes into a desire, a mark, a sign of exemption from judgment. So it's a sign, but it's a spiritual sign. It's not a physical sign, but a spiritual sign. Let's see what the root word says here. Thawah, to scramble, limit, mark, make or set a mark, to set a mark. Okay, but you have to understand the difference between this and the mark in Revelations, the 13th chapter. All right, Heavenly Father is not going to give you a physical tattoo in your forehead or anything like that. It's spiritual, because the angels are spiritual beings. They can see who is of the elect and who is not. So the men that are sighing and crying are those that are of the elect, that are against what's going on in the society, including what's going on with wicked Israelites as well. Whether they call themselves Israelites or not, it doesn't matter. They're grieved with wickedness, period, all around the board. Now it says, "He seeth with his eyes." This is going back to Sirach 30 and 20. It says, "He seeth with his eyes and groaneth as an eunuch that embraceth a virgin and sigheth. Give not over thy mind to heaviness, right? And the heaviness that's going into these, that sorrow, okay, that sorrow. And afflict not thyself in thine own counsel, right? Don't constantly be harping on these things. You got brothers that they may do something wrong, and you got to tell them like, yo, bro, it's okay. Don't worry about it, man. It's like, like certain brothers, that they take it, they just won't stop thinking about it. They just won't stop thinking about certain things, and you got to kind of tell them. And I'm thinking about a particular brother in my camp that, he harps on things, and it's not, it's because he's sincere, right? So it's just, but you can destroy yourself by harping on these things too much. You don't want to have it on your mind so much that you can't even function properly. You got to get over it. You got to move forward. You got to move forward. Regardless of whatever you did, the scriptures say a righteous man falleth 7 times and then he gets back up. He doesn't just stay down on the floor. Okay, he gets back up. So you have to have that mindset of moving forward. If you're in a war, you get shot, you're just going to stay there? No, you try to move, you try to patch up the wound, but you try to keep it, keep going, man. You got to keep fighting. It's a fight, right? Give not over thy mind to heaviness, and afflict not thyself in thine own counsel. The gladness of the heart is the life of man. So gladness is a good thing. It actually is good for your health to be in a positive mind state, right? And the joyfulness of a man prolongeth his days. See? It says that's why you have a lot of these jakes, they die early, because a lot of times it's the woman that they're dealing with that brings in a lot of stress. It says, love thine own soul and comfort thy heart. Remove sorrow far from thee. For sorrow hath killed many, and there is no profit therein. Okay, so that sorrow, that stress, that has killed a lot of people. Okay, so I want to go into some effects that stress has on people, on human beings, right? So this is one. It says it can cause you to make bad food choices. Absolutely. When you're in a stressed out situation, they have something called emotional eaters or emotional eating, or comfort foods, right? Because this is as a comfort to you. These type of foods, these foods that are really not good for you, those are the ones that comfort you, because it will spike that dopamine in your brain, right? Because you're looking to get some type of relief. You're looking to get some type of joy, and you go to this to get the joy, which can lead to bad habits, lead to things that are dangerous. Another thing it says it can keep you from exercising. You may not feel like exercising and doing things that are actually beneficial to your body, right? So you combine that with that, just these two alone, you combine these two, that'll lead you down a path of obesity, a path that's not good, right? Because you're sorrowful. That's why you have to get over it and keep moving. It can lead you to indulge in addictive behaviors, and one of those things is drinking, man. Over drinking, and brothers definitely, go through these things. Brothers definitely, these problems do arise amongst the brotherhood. Absolutely, because that's another comfort, right? And Yayan was what? Created for what? To make men glad. That's what the scriptures say. That wine was created to make men glad. So if you're looking for a dopamine hit to make you happy, this may be one of the things that you lean towards, right? And Satan will play on that too. Said it can interfere with your sleep habits. Okay. It says it can throw off your menstrual cycle for women. It can lead to problems in fertility. Just get some nets. It can make you more susceptible to illness. Right? Let's read this. It says stress usually has a negative impact on sleep, diet, and exercise. All major components of overall health. So you spiral into bad health, okay, just by being too stressed and letting that overtake you. It says, so it's no wonder that your immune system will also be compromised. Chronic stress is shown to weaken the immune system and make you prone to getting sick more often. Okay, explains Dr. Mintz. All right. All right, which this goes into the health, the sickness. It can trigger different health issues. It could cause acid reflux and lead to ulcers, right? And usually when you're in a stress situation or a sorrow situation, extreme stress, as they might call it, you feel it in your gut, right? It can mess with gut function. You feel it in your stomach, you feel it in your gut, sometimes in your chest, right? That's that extreme stress. And you could just imagine what Yahweh Shai went through. You can just imagine what Yahweh Shai went through. And that's just, a few things that I want to bring out. And that makes the point, because just those things alone that I read can lead to a major health problem. Okay? But we know that sorrow is part of this, part of the walk that we're in, right? Let's go to Ecclesiastes 1 and verse 18, and it reads, I'll start at verse 17. It says, "And I gave my heart to know wisdom, and to know madness and folly. I perceived that this also is vexation of spirit. For in wisdom is much grief, and he that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow." So that's part of getting into this truth, right? And as you go further into this truth, the sorrow increases, right? Let's go to Psalms 39. Psalms 39 and verse 1. It says, I said, I will take heed to my ways, that I sin not with my tongue. I will keep my mouth with a bridle, while the wicked is before me. I was dumb with silence. I held my peace even from good, and my sorrow was stirred. Okay, so another thing that happens, and I'm going to read this also in the NLT real quick first. It says, I said to myself, I will watch what I do and not sin in what I say. I will hold my tongue when the ungodly are around me. But as I stood there in silence, not even speaking of good things, the turmoil within me grew worse. The more I thought about it, the hotter I got, igniting a fire of words. So that's going into the basically he's holding in something that he wanted to say, and that's causing, sorrow to come inside of him. But I was going to say too that, sorrow also doesn't make you want to be too talkative too, right? You kind of don't want to be in that talkative spirit. But it says, let me read this in the KJV. It says, I said, I will take heed to my ways, that I sin not with my tongue. I will keep my mouth with a bridle, while the wicked is before me. I was dumb with silence. I held my peace even from good, and my sorrow was stirred. My heart was hot within me. While I was musing, the fire burned. Then spake I with my tongue, Yahweh, make me to know mine end and the measure of my days, what it is, that I may know how frail I am. Okay, that's not the point that I wanted to get. Salakia. Let's go to Proverbs 15, because let's go to Proverbs 15. This is Proverbs 15 and 13. It reads, a merry heart maketh a cheerful countenance, but by sorrow of the heart the spirit is broken. Right? Because when King David went off, what happened was he had a broken heart. That's why he said that, thou desirest not sacrifice, but a broken heart and a contrite spirit. That's what you desire, right? So this is, what comes with sorrow, right? It says, a merry heart maketh a cheerful countenance, but by sorrow of the heart, the spirit is broken. Okay, so the sorrow makes the spirit broken. You feel like you're weak. You feel like you don't have life in you. You feel hurt. You feel, different ways. This is what sorrow does to you. And it's healthy. It's healthy for the spirit. It's not healthy for the body, but it's healthy for the spirit. And this is why you got to have a balance of it, because, you can be, refining the spirit, but you be destroying yourself in the body. Okay. It says, let's go to, matter of fact, I'll go to that, what King David said, dealing with a contrite heart. This is, Psalms 34 and 18 too. It says, Yahweh is nigh unto them that are of a broken heart, and saveth such as be of a contrite spirit. So you know that they're going to be going through sorrow. Okay? Because that's what brings a contrite heart and a broken spirit. Right? Through what? Through understanding your faults, right? This is Psalms 51 and 16. It says, for thou desirest not sacrifice, else would I give it. Matter of fact, I'll start at verse 15. It says, O Lord, open thou my lips, and my mouth shall shew forth thy praise. For thou desirest not sacrifice, else would I give it. Thou delightest not in burnt offering. The sacrifices of the Most High are a broken spirit, a broken and a contrite heart. Of the Most High, O Most High, thou wilt not despise, right? So Yahweh Shem Yahushai won't despise a broken heart or a contrite spirit. That's coming in sincerity and truth. And also changing with that, right? Which if you're coming in a true broken heart, contrite spirit, you're going to change, right? But you got those that are hypocrites. You got those that they act, they'll weep with the face and they'll do all this stuff. But then, I didn't do any faults, but I'll say Salaki. No, but listen, it's either you understand or you don't, This is Ecclesiastes 7. Right, let's go to Ecclesiastes 7. Okay, Ecclesiastes 7 and 3. I just want to reread it first. It's Ecclesiastes 7 and verse 3. It says, sorrow is better than laughter, for by the sadness of the countenance the heart is made better. So the heart is made better through the sadness and the sorrow, but we have to have that balance because it destroys the flesh, right? The scripture said that, right? It said that many have perished based upon sorrow hath killed many. So we got to be careful with that sorrow. We have to have the balance with that sorrow. Okay. So you do certain things that are good to your soul, right? To keep that balance. You don't just deprive yourself of things that you like to do and, things like that. Oh, because I'm in this truth, I got to be in a 24/7 sorrowful spirit. That's not true. It's not true. You're going to be mostly in a sorrowful spirit, but there's the balance. That's why you have to create the balance, right? And it says the heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of mirth, right? Meaning they're completely immersed into mirth, right? And they also, not only that, but they also tie it to this truth, okay? Saying it's an Israelite party, it's an Israelite party. This truth is not about that. This truth is about turning to Yahweh Shem Yahushai in truth and sincerity with a contrite heart and spirit. This is what this truth is about, right? Acknowledging, right, that we were going off in the world, and that when we come into this truth, we're serving Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and understanding how wicked that Jake is, and the type of the the terrible situation that we are in as a nation, right? So I don't know how that can lead you to being in complete mirth. Even when we're out, even when we're having fun, we're not, it's put to an halt because of the thoughts of our mind. It's put to an halt. All right, let's go to let's end it off on Sirach. Let's end it off in Sirach, the 14th chapter. Let's go to Sirach 14. This is Sirach 14 and verse. I'll start at verse 1. It says, "He that loveth his no, I'll start at verse Sirach 4. Oh, this is Sirach 30 still. Okay, so okay, give me a second. Okay. Oh, okay. I'll read from verse 2. It said, "Blessed is he whose conscience hath not condemned him." Right? You have to, that's why you can't be harping on different things. Right? You gotta let things go. You have to learn to let things go. Okay? Because if you harp on something you did a week ago, and you still you don't know how to function based upon something you did a week ago, you're destroying yourself. Okay, it says, "And who is not fallen from his hope in the Lord?" See, because people, what happens is they can lose hope because of something that they did, right? And they just basically spiral their way out of the truth. That should not be. It says, "Riches are not comely for a niggard, and what should an envious man do with money? He that gathereth by defrauding his own soul." Right? Meaning you don't want to spend nothing. You don't want to do nothing with the bread. You're just hoarding money for yourself. Right? Thinking that that's going to be the hedge, but you're not even enjoying the money like these elites. Well, the elites, they're enjoying the money. They're enjoying money. I can't say they're not enjoying money, but they're not enjoying it how Jake would be enjoying it. I'll say that. It says, "He that gathereth by defrauding his own soul, gathereth for others that shall spend his goods riotously." Right. So if you don't use it, Most High could take you out and have somebody else to enjoy it, man. Okay, meaning your son or whoever else. Okay. It says, "He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasure in his goods." And that's being evil to yourself. If you're always depriving yourself of doing things that you'd like to do, or you're eating a food that you like, and you never do anything that you enjoy to do to build up that dopamine, to boost that dopamine in yourself. You just hoarding your money and basically completely preventing yourself from having any good or having any fun or anything, right? Or doing things that you like to do. That's being evil to yourself. Right? And you think that you're going to have that money there, but the Lord could just have it where you don't even get to enjoy that money, period. You just have it there for no reason, which is vain. Even King Solomon spoke about that. When a man labors, it's good in the sight of the Lord, to roughly paraphrase him, that he enjoys the fruits of his labor. So anyways, Lord willing, with that, this was edifying to the elect, and I'll say shalom.